Good day, learners. We are already in quarter 3, week 2, part 2, and for this presentation, we will have variance of discrete random variable. The variance and standard deviation of the discrete random variable. The variance and standard deviation describe the amount of spread, dispersion, or variability of the items in a distribution. The variance and standard deviation are two values that describe how scattered or spread out the scores are from the mean value of the random variable. The variance is denoted as sigma squared is determined using the formula variance equals summation of the quantity x minus mu squared times p of x. The standard deviation is the square root of the variance, thus standard deviation equals the square root of summation of the quantity x minus mu squared times p of x, where sigma squared is the variance, sigma is the standard deviation, mu is the mean, and p of x is the probability of the outcome. So you just have to take note that if you already have the variance, you simply get its square root. You are given the standard deviation. Now, if you have the standard deviation, you square it, you will have the variance. The number of Dangnan chairs sold per week in a month by a local manufacturer at Malubago, Leyte, along with its corresponding probabilities is shown below. Compute for the variance and the standard deviation of the probability distribution. For the solution, you have mu equals summation of x times p of x. So you would have 0 times 0.2 plus 1 times 0.4 plus 2 times 0.3 plus 3 times 0.1. So multiplying 0 times 0.2 would give you 0 plus 0.4 plus 0.6 plus 0.3. So with that, your mu is simply 1.3. So you write the values of x, which are 0, 1, 2, and 3. Your p of x, which are 0 0.2, 0 0.4, 0 0.3, and 0 0.1. Your x times p of x would give you 0, 0 0.4, 0 0.6, and 0 0.3. So you subtract x and your mu, which is 1.3, that would give you 0 minus 1.3, you have negative 1.3. 1 minus 1.3 would give you negative 0.3. 2 minus 1.3 would give you 0.7. 3 minus 1.3 would give you 1.7. So squaring this one, that would give you 1.69, 0.09, 0.49, and 2.89. Multiplying your x minus mu squared with your p of x, so that is 1.69 would give you, times 0.2 would give you 0.338. You have 0.09 times 0.4, you have 0.036. 0.49 times 0.3 would give you 0.147. 2.89 times 0.1 would give you 0.289. So your variance is equal to the summation of x minus mu squared times p of x, which is this one. So you would have 0.338 plus 0.036 plus 0.147 plus 0.289. Summing it up would give you 0.81. For the standard deviation, which is just the square root of your variance, so that would give you a square root of 0.81, and that is equal to 0.9. So therefore, the variance is 0.81 and the standard deviation is 0.9. When three coins are tossed once, the number of random variable x representing the number of heads, which are 0, 1, 2, and 3, has the probability distribution of 1 over 8, 3 over 8, 3 over 8, and 1 over 8 respectively. Compute the variance and the standard deviation of the probability distribution. For number 2, you have mu equals summation of x times p of x. So you would have 0 times 1 over 8 plus 1 times 3 over 8 plus 2 times 3 over 8 plus 3 times 1 over 8. So that would give you 0 plus 3 over 8 plus 6 over 8 plus 3 over 8, and that is equal to 12 over 8, or simply 1.5. So your mean is 1.5. So for the values of x, you have 0, 1, 2, and 3 with its probability, which are 1 over 8, 3 over 8, 3 over 8, and 1 over 8. So multiplying x and p of x, so you would have 0, 3 over 8, 6 over 8, and 3 over 8. Subtracting x with your mu, so you have 0 minus 1.5, you have negative 1.5. 1 minus 1.5, you have negative 0.5. 2 minus 1.5, you have 0.5. 3 minus 1.5, you have 1.5. Squaring this one, that would give you 2.25, 0.25, 0.25, and 2.25. Now multiplying your x minus mu squared with your p of x, that would give you 0.28125, 0.28, 0.09375, 0.09375, and 0.28125. So your variance is just simply the summation of this one. That would give you 0.28125 plus 0.09375 plus 0.09375 plus 0.02825. Summing it up, I mean 0.28125. Summing it up, that would give you 0.75. So for your standard deviation, that is the square root of 0.75, that is equal to 0.87. So therefore, your variance is 0.75 and your standard deviation is 0.87. So it is not 1.5. For the engaged, determine the mean of each random variable and compute for its variance and standard deviation. Write your answer in your notebook and check your answers with the answer key at the end of the activity sheets. Now take note, you have to compute first for the mean. If you already have the mean, you can compute now for your variance and the standard deviation. For the apply, which you're going to write in a yellow paper and submit it on time, you have 5 items multiple choice test. Write your answer in a capital letter. For letter B, answer the given problem. Show a complete solution for 15 points. Now, compute first for the mean. After computing the mean, that's the time you can compute for the variance and the standard deviation of the probability distribution. You have to take note, avoid copying from your classmates. With that, that ends the presentation for the week 2. Thank you and God bless.